Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I hope you had a good weekend and found it nice and restful and a bit healing. And so let's go ahead and open it up to shares or questions. And with what time we have left, we'll go through and we'll do a process. So let's go ahead and fire away.
So one of the things we did over the weekend, like Sunday morning, it was my favorite, the census stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Would we do maybe that, maybe a couple times a week, but will we do it maybe even before we do like a deeper regenerative process or
Yeah, you
application?
could do that before kind of almost anything that you're doing, just because, when you're doing, maybe that's the practice we do tonight. I'm looking up things to do, but that's such a vital thing. So the idea of working the senses is they're tied to your intellect. They're tied to your everyday mind. And so just like the nerves that go down a particular pathway, you your nervous system is relatively balanced when you're a child, and then as you get older, you have aches and pains and injuries and even emotional things and traumas and all kinds of things, and your nerves start firing down different pathways, and the more that it does it, the easier that it gets. And so at some point, that's how one of the ways that our body becomes a little bit, I don't know, dysfunctional is not the right word, but cranky. That's a good word. Like, things just don't work like they used to. And it's because the nerve keeps firing down this inappropriate pathway. And so there's even a saying in psychiatry that, and in shamanic practices, they have a similar thing where they say nerves that fire together are wired together. And so you might be put in like some situation and you have a body response, or you put your body in a particular posture and you have an emotional response. There was actually even therapeutic processes that were done like back in the 60s and stuff, where they would put people in particular positions and wait for the emotional release. And so with that, working the five senses is a way to break out of the intellectual loops or the repetitive loops and allow for learning, healing, evolving, innovating. It just allows for other processes to move forward. And so with that, you could do it before, really any process. And so, in the plant teachers class, we had a bunch of the like sacred pink and sacred blue and sacred violet. Blue wasn't in that class, but it was in another class. Same idea though. Sacred yellow, and you would work the senses. And so you could do a version of that. We used vagal tone over the weekend, but for those that did what was that class called with all the Jungian stuff, the intuition? You remember that? Like right after we did the org programming.
The Auric Waves class,
No, it was the one that had like,
development of intuition.
yeah, I think that might have been it. Where it had like the archetype and you remember all that?
No, we're gonna have to do that one again. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, no, it was a great class. So in that class with all the Jungian work, I think we're trying to look it up. I want to say
yeah, I
it's
want to look into it.
development of intuition, or but anyway, there's a blend out of there called Mind Stream, and incredibly good for the senses. Um, the use of things like spikenard or jasmine, sandalwood, aloes, um, all of those very good for that as well.
Intuition and healing the past.
Intuition and healing the past is what it was called. Yeah, and so that had mind stream in it, and so vagal tone would work good. I mean, even assemblage point would work. Assemblage point wouldn't be as soothing as vagal tone would be. So sometimes when we're starting to do some things like this, I do things that are a little bit more soothing rather than just going right for hardcore purification, because it's not always pleasant. But when you soothe everything and then you do cleansing afterwards, it's fine. It's very pleasant. So I would say stick with vagal tone, or like Mind Stream, Jasmine, Spikenard, Tuberose even, you know. Yeah. So
To do that
yeah,
process.
to do that process. Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
And then if anybody else has a question or a share, feel free if you want to work on something specific tonight. I think you could go ahead and share that as well.
Okay. If not, we're going to jump right into the five senses.
I say jump right
Okay.
in.
So again, pull out vagal tone or one of the oils that you chose from that. So vagal tone could be benzoin, galbanum, lemongrass, Lycia cubeba, marjoram, rose, sage, Siberian fir, spikenard, tarragon, tuberose, valerian vetiver.
I'm gonna go and try to find that list to make it easy for you guys as well. Because it was in two different classes, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
that we had kind of different options, right?
Yeah.
I do have it in the notes.
Okay, you do.
And you know who else?
Acacia. Um, there's a few different ones in there.
I was just gonna say, go ahead, Lolly, if you want to post that for
Hee.
everyone.
Oh, she's
She's just gonna post it. All right, so go ahead and grab one of those oils, guys. Yeah,
I think we're
we're
good.
ready. Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
All right. So the very first one we're going to do is your eyes. Your awareness is on your eyes, and you're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And then move your awareness to the crown. Your awareness is on the crown. And your awareness is on the forehead, where the hairline is. The area between your eyebrows. And then your back head, the back of your head. And then your jaws, where they hinge. And then the eyes. Your awareness is on the eyes. And then just pause and be still. Okay, so we're moving to the next one. The next one's going to be your nostrils. Your awareness is on your nostrils. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the crown. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your forehead. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the forehead. And then the ajna, the area between the eyebrows. And then your awareness is on the nostrils again. And then pause and be still. Notice how you feel. How are you feeling? Yeah, yeah. So now we're going to do the tongue, the sense of taste. Your awareness is on your tongue. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the crown. Your awareness is on the forehead. And then your throat. Your awareness is on your throat. And then your jaws, where they hinge in front of the ear. Your awareness is on the tongue. And then just be still. Now we're doing the ears. Begin inhaling. Your awareness is on the ears, the ear canals, the holes in your ears. Hmm. Excuse me. Your awareness is on your crown. The forehead. Your awareness is on the forehead. The ajna, the area between the eyebrows. The back of your head. The back head minor. Your awareness is on the jaws, the jaw minors, where they hinge in front of the ear. And then move your awareness to the ear canals themselves, the ear minor. And then you're just letting go. Just let go. And let's do the senses. So, first, put your awareness on the face. Your awareness is on the crown. Your awareness is on the forehead. Next awareness is on the basic, the bottom of the tailbone. Your awareness is back on your face, your whole face. Just be still. Just let go. Just be still. Check in with your body, your emotions, and your thoughts. Thanks. Let's go ahead and share. You can share, ask questions, unmute yourself, type in. How'd that treat you?
Yeah, go ahead, Priya.
Hey, hey.
Hey, it was really nice.
Oh,
It was
good.
clearing, refreshing, I don't know, cooling. It felt
Hmm.
like a thirst quench. It felt like my senses were sort of drinking out of the inhalation somewhat.
Oh,
Um,
nice. Yeah, I know what you mean by that. Yeah.
it felt like having a glass of fresh lemon water. It was really nice. I chose working with Mindstream.
Oh,
And
very nice. Yeah, yeah.
it was very refreshing. What's in it?
I can do that one almost from memory. Like it's I say that and I'll totally blow it. So let me save my pride there. uh, Sorry it's taking me so long. Just a second. It's aloes, jasmine, sandalwood, spikenard, dark patchouli, ambrit, cistus, and galbanum.
That's probably why. All the
Yeah,
best ones, I think.
yeah, yeah. They're all fancy.
Yeah, but no, it was very, very refreshing for me. And I loved it. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah, keep doing that practice,
Yep.
like
And
with
so
that blend. Yeah, that's perfect.
and so it can be done before any practice.
Before any practice, before you go to bed, before you meditate, before you
Yeah,
get healing or do healing, any of that.
any of that. No worries. I
Yeah.
will. Thank you.
There for a while I was doing it before my coffee. Like any reason I could find. Yeah, working the senses is, I find, to be, especially over a period of time, it's quite profound. It's quite profound. Just makes everything work better, you know. Yeah.
I don't know, everyone's quiet.
Everybody else. Okay.
I feel good, more awake.
Well, we still have a few minutes.
I like how I feel more awake, and I'm like, I bet people fell asleep. No.
So let's just play with something. We have or somebody has
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Denise.
Hey, Denise.
Your hands, we need to get you unmuted.
Sorry. I feel refreshed and calm.
Oh, good.
Kind of like she said, like a bit of a shower or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Next time I'll try the mind stream, though. I do have some of that.
Oh,
So
perfect.
I
Yeah,
tried,
yeah.
but I love vagal tone too.
Vagal
But
tone
next time,
works really good. Even like in way back in the day when I first started doing this, I think I started with aloes and then tuberose. And
oh,
even when I go back and revisit those sometimes, still pretty nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like
yes.
the blends make it nice. And remember, you could also do versions of this with any of the sacred healers, like sacred blue, sacred violet, sacred
Ooh,
green, yellow, any of those would also work. And then like lotus, um, I did it with blue sage for a while, blue mountain sage.
ooh.
That was nice. Like, different. Like it was very different. And then Narcissus, I think, out of all the single oils, is probably my favorite to do with this. But Osmanthus is another one I visited with it. But I tend to use blends now more, but I still every once in a while go back to a single oil. Yeah.
Well, you've given us a lot to play with. I got to tell
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
And then I think there's only been one or two classes where we've had the deity oils in, different deities might appear. The deity blends are very good with the senses. Very, very good. Yeah.
Like, could you give me an example? I'm drawing a blank.
Christ, Padmasambhava, Katumi,
Ooh,
Tara, any of the Taras. I can't remember what was like. I think there in one of the classes, maybe we used Kuan Yin, Guru Rinpoche, which is another form of Padmasambhava. The Buddha, Medicine Buddha, Manjushri, uh, Garuda, Shiva, Vishnu, Brahman, um, you know,
thank you.
any of those work. I think when we did that class that had those, it was navigating the body map or the wisdom of the,
Yeah, I think.
yeah, it was the second body map class. There was like 12 maybe deities in that class. And so, but I mean, I think we have maybe 40 deities on the site, but I probably have blends for like maybe close to 100, you know. Just, when people ask, if I don't have it, I make it. And a lot of times people ask and I already have it made for my personal practice. So I just, give them some of that. So
So that made me think of two things. One was you had kind of mentioned, our plant empowerment
Mhm.
practice,
Mhm.
and you had mentioned doing some senses practice along with it or something.
Yeah, we're going to at some point we'll do a plant empowerment involving the senses somewhat. Yeah.
Because it kind of made me think of that, because
Mhm.
we have so many good options, even with
Right.
just this,
Yeah.
but kind of playing with both
Right.
things with different
So
oils.
I would say the thing with about using this just like the regular oils, like say you can work with ginger or something, yeah, you could do it, but the more that you work the five senses with like these oils that we talked about for a while, it's like it preps it and makes things more sensitive to. Then you pull out like pine or ginger, it's just some like real, I don't want to call them basic oils, but just like an everyday oil or something. And they might not really have an effect on that. But like when you've kind of attuned your senses to a much higher degree, then something very simple like that can come in and you basically like turn on the effects of that plant in the body to a much higher degree. But you can't just like jump to it. Like you kind of have to do the processing like how we're doing, and then eventually it gets to where it's like boom, it can happen for anything. But it takes a little while to set it up. I used to try to do that right off in the beginning, and it was relaxing, but it didn't really do a whole lot. When I look back at it clairvoyantly, I was like, there were certain oils that made a difference. Not every oil did. But if you do those certain oils enough, then any oil can do it, is basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
And so you mentioned the deity. What about angel oils?
Yeah, it's a variation. But like, yeah, like I would say, keep doing this. But when we do the um, angelic encyclopedia, there will be a form of the five senses done in that practice for each angel, but it's slightly different than what we're doing. Because like from the senses, basically what you're doing with the senses is you're activating your crown, like your forehead, your ajna, all it's doing a bunch of things, but you're highly activating your crown. And you can, depending on the kind of energy that you're working with, you kind of start setting up these like ways of weaving it into the energy body that is specific for like the deities versus the angels. You can work the senses somewhat, but like how you weave it into the energy body is a little bit different for each one because the energies are kind of different. They have different effects. So it's not like just a universal way of doing it. So like at first with us doing this and doing it in the plant teachers and doing all those other things, just by itself it's a therapy, but it's also prepping for deeper work in that particular area so that when we go into um deeper levels of angelic work and deeper levels of even working the auric program, well, because we're working a version of the auric program, but there's still like other things that can make it much stronger, you know but we're getting there like little by little, like the things are happening, and you know some of the vibrational classes are being woven into it. So um yeah, it's going to be a fun next year or two. Yeah, very interesting.
Well, and I also ask for the angels kind of particular because, we have the angels of regeneration, and you've actually, I think, not just the angels we did for that class, but you've noted like angels are really great for regeneration.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do, is they regenerate. Regenerate the body, the emotions, the mind, even the soul to a certain extent. Yeah, they're very, very good for that. Yeah. Yeah, there's some extra steps with it though. Like
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, just it's
Yeah.
getting things to connect. That's
Yeah. 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 Yeah, that angelic encyclopedia. I was working on some of that yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna, I want the kit. Yeah, there's like 25 or 30 new angels, I think. 20, 25. But anybody else?
I think that's it for that.
Okay.
actually.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. And again, this next weekend is a free class. We're doing the immune system and what is it? Immune, cardiovascular, and endocrine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good system.
And so for those of you that did respiratory, digestive, and urinary, it's a nice soothing class that really helps you assess your body. So it's like a treatment and a diagnostic both at the same time. So hopefully you can join us. And if not, maybe we see you next week. Take care.
Thanks. Have a great week.
Hey, take care.
Thank you.